Hi, my name is Alicia Delord. I attend Herzing University, and I'm here to present my internship, my final presentation. Let's go for it. So first, I want to start off with my agenda. So today I'll be doing an overview of the company in which I interned, an overview of the industry of that company, an overview of the activities I completed, and details on two specific activities, as well as an overview of how important the learnings from the experience are, and how it will help me in my career. So, my name is Alicia Delord. Like I said, I'm obtaining my bachelor's degree in human resources, and I chose to complete my 7-week internship with Jefferson Parish Employees Federal Credit Union. I worked side by side with Ms. Paige Diaz, the HR manager. So, over here to the left is our main office, which is located in Harahan, Louisiana. That is actually the branch that I work for. I guess I must add that. This is my current place of employment. I was able to get out of my position to go intern with Miss Diaz a couple of hours throughout the week. So this is our main office. That's where I hold the branch supervisor title. In the middle here, we have a branch inside our sheriff's office. It's not accessible by everybody, only the sheriffs inside of the building. Over here is our courthouse, and these are some other branches at the bottom. But these are all of our branches. There's 6. So just a little bit about the credit union. It was established in 1959 with one branch, had very few employees, maybe 2. Our main office, like I said, is located in Harahan. I say 5 branches, but technically it's 6, but just one of them is not accessible because it's inside the sheriff's office. We are now serving more than 13,000 members. That's how much we've grown. We are federally chartered and a closed set group. Our field of membership consists of Jefferson Parish employees and immediate relatives. We're not open to the public, so it's pretty good that we have as many members as we do. So a little bit about the industry. When you think of a credit union, I mean, people don't even say credit union sometimes. They say, oh, I got to go to the bank. But we are different than a bank, so I wanted to touch base with that. A bank is for profit. A credit union is not profit. Bank, anybody can be a customer. A credit union, you have to qualify for a membership. Banks have higher fees and interest rates on loans, whereas credit unions have lower fees and better interest rates. Uh, I must say that banks have a lot more product offerings, but the credit union has come a long way, and they do offer quite a bit of stuff today. Um, Also, banks are insured by the FDIC, whereas uh, credit unions are insured by the NCUA. Some pros and cons. Some pros, we have much lower rates on credit cards and loans, higher interest rates on deposits, lower fees, and personalized member service. Again, I can't stress this enough how great member service is with credit unions compared to banks. Considering that I work there, I have so many relationships built with the members that come in and out. I mean, you see the same people, you know. Whereas banks, it's like, can I help? Who's next? They see new people all the time, you know. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have regular customers that go there, but it's not going to be anything compared to what the credit union sees. A few cons about credit unions is that they have limited branches. So example, the one that I work for, we have 5 branches and they're all located within a 20-mile radius of each other. So if you're going out of town, you're not going to find one of our credit unions, whereas a bank, you're looking for a Chase bank, they might have a Chase in every state. I don't know. We do have fewer product offerings, but like I said, it's growing. And you have to meet a certain criteria in order to become a member, whereas banks, it's open. So my fun activities I did for 7 weeks. Week 1, I was updating training documents. They were a little behind. We used to have a credit union trainer. She resigned back in 2020, so considering I've been there for 5 years, they felt confident enough to allow me to update the training documents, even though I'm not the credit union trainer, but that also is part of HR. Week 2 was observing Ms. Diaz scheduling interviews. Week 3 was observing a traditional interview. Week 4 was making the offer to the applicants, conducting background checks, and sending the applicants off for their drug screening. Week 5 was employee benefits, and week 6 recruiting job ads. We actually posted some positions on Indeed and the Louisiana Credit Union League site. Week 7 was employee appraisals. Not really much I could do but toggle around and um, you know toggle around the site and see what to do and stuff like that because I couldn't really do too much since I do work there. 2 specific activities: calling and scheduling applicants for interviews, and observation of traditional interview. So the first one, Ms. Diaz would basically just call the people and set them up for the interview. And the observation of traditional interview is where I actually got to sit in on an interview with one of the applicants that was coming in for a member service representative. So to touch base on both of these points, first, Paige receives all the applications and resumes submitted. So basically what I mean with that is on our site, in order to apply for a job, you have to submit a resume to her email address, and she reviews them, and then she'll send them off to the appropriate department depending on what position was applied for. As an example, an accounting specialist, she would send that application up to the department head in the accounting department. They would review all the applications that they get and send her back the top applicants that they want her to call and schedule an interview for. So that's how that works there at the credit union. That I observed a traditional interview, like I said. The applicant came in and she was greeted by me, actually. I walked her back to Miss Page's office, and Paige went over a little brief overview of the company. And then we walked her over to our conference room where she was greeted by our Chief Operating Officer and our VP of Operations, along with Paige and I. Um, she was formally introduced to everybody in the room, and then the applicant introduced herself. Me and Paige's job was to make sure that all the questions were going smoothly, nothing illegal. And what I mean by illegal is anything that could be considered discrimination, age, sex, gender, that type of stuff. Important learnings from my experience. Since I have very little experience in HR, just the learnings that I've learned throughout these courses, it made me eager for the hands-on experience. I knew that this experience would strengthen my resume. I always made sure I asked Paige plenty of questions, and she didn't mind. Having an open mind and a positive attitude was a must as well. I mean, like I said, I was eager. I wanted to learn this. I wanted to apply everything that I learned so far in all these courses I've taken for this degree. I wanted to do hands-on. I wanted to see if it's the same thing as what I'm learning in the textbooks, but now I got a feel for it. So having an open mind and saying, being able to learn new things and um, that's just a must regardless. So two of the most important learnings was professionalism and compliance. So the importance of professionalism. I saw this little quote from the U.S. Department of Labor site. Professionalism does not mean wearing a suit or carrying a briefcase. Rather, it means conducting oneself with responsibility, integrity, accountability, and excellence. It means communicating effectively and appropriately and always finding a way to be productive. So again, professionalism doesn't mean you have to wear a suit and tie. It's how you conduct yourself overall. In the role as a human resource manager, professionalism comes with being a great communicator. Simply being industrious, organized, and looking the part are important key factors in succeeding in a professional role. I noticed working with Paige that she was constantly communicating. She was communicating with the CEO, with the VP of operations, with the chief operating officer. She was communicating with people that were looking to apply. She was communicating with people who have applied and, keeping in touch with them on the background checks and the drug screening. And, communicating with them in person when they come in. And, she's setting the tone for the credit union as a whole. I feel like she, as an HR manager, has a lot on her back to keep things in a positive light for the credit union. Also, the importance of compliance. If Sally tells Paige that she was sexually harassed by Bobby in accounting, this cannot be repeated. Confidentiality. That's another thing that's part of compliance. I just wanted to throw that in there. There's rules and regulations. According to Robert Davis and Michael Carnevale state, there are numerous laws and regulations governing the employment relationship that HR professionals must understand and navigate in order to help ensure their organizations avoid costly fines and other penalties, including the potential harm to the organization's reputation. I know that was a lot, but it can be that intense. So I wanted to throw that in there, how important compliance is in HR. So overall, the importance of human resources. I felt like sometimes when I would tell people I was getting my degree in human resources, they're like, oh, I mean, does everybody need a human resources? Everyone needs a human resources, from the smallest company to the biggest company. Even people who technically are just self-employed and they work for themselves, they have to have some sort of human resources. We play a key role in developing, reinforcing, and changing the culture of the organization. Pay, performance management, training and development, recruitment, onboarding, all of these. They're all essential elements of business culture covered by HR. You really don't know until you really read upon how much human resources is involved in any organization. And I do want to conclude, and I want to thank Miss Paige Diaz for allowing me the opportunity to intern with Jefferson Parish Employees Federal Credit Union. This internship has rewarded me with an ample amount of knowledge in the human resources industry. I've learned many things that I will implement in my future career, as well as being able to see what I should sharpen my skills on. Again, I am thankful for the patience Ms. Diaz has had with me through the 7-week journey. Class of 2021. And there's my little photo from this year's graduation. Thank you.